Tell me about your connection to Adams County, how you got out here.
Uh, I met a girl who was a fan of mine, and I fell in love with her. And I was living in Mississippi. I was getting into it with some dude. Yeah, I'm a big city boy. I'm from L.A. And I was in this little town, and dudes from that little town was playing me real close. We was it was about to fight. These days in a fight, you don't know where it's gonna go. You get in a fight, he might kill you, you might kill him, you might get hurt, might hurt him. So I'm past that stage. I'm rapping, trying to do my professional thing. So I met her, and her brother had some land. Her brother lives up here, and he has a whole lot of land up here. And he sold me 5 acres of his land for like $5,000 an acre. I almost pulled that out of my pocket and smacked him with it, like, give it here. And yeah, that's how I got here.
That was 2005.
I'm going to say yeah.
What's kept you here ever since?
Space and peace. Affordability, if that's a word. Space and peace. It's real cheap. I can live like a king. I got lots of land, and I like to party, but I like to recuperate from the party. So this is a great place for me to regroup, regather, and recharge.
I feel at peace being here. You're hearing birds outside.
Yeah. I'm from LA. That tripped me out. I'm like, what are those? I see the cows walking slow across the ground. Yeah. Nice. Therapeutic. Good for my mental health.
Not so peaceful day back in August. The raid. Walk me through. I know you weren't here, but sort of how you found out about it and where you were, what went on from your side of things.
Yeah, I was in Chicago, and my neighbors called me and told me that the police were all over my property. And then, I just went to my phone and just started looking at my home cameras, and I could just see them,
How does that, what was your reaction to hearing that and then just seeing it with your own eyes in the footage that you got from these cameras around your home?
I understand that you can be suspected of something. I had a cop tell me one time, he said, "Sir, you fit the description of a man we're looking for. We just need to make sure you're not him." He checked me out. He realized I wasn't him. He said, "I'm sorry to bother you. I realize strangers have to do their jobs and whatever." I guess what I didn't like was the unapologeticness, if that's a word. Like, after they didn't find nothing, after they didn't find no kidnap victims, they didn't want to help me put my door back up. They didn't want to help me fix my gate. They ripped up my security cameras after they'd been in my house like 3-4 hours. They say, well, suspect may be in the house watching officers, plotting to kill the officers. Well, they was in my house. They was in my house for about like an hour before they even realized they was being filmed. Then, after the house was cleared and they know they didn't have any kidnap victims, they just stayed around trying to figure out how to rip up my camera system. And surveillance is part of law enforcement. Law enforcement relies on surveillance to figure out who did something wrong. They should let the cameras keep going. But they ripped it all up. And, after they disconnected my cameras, they could have stole whatever. After they took whatever, they reported having, I believe it was $4,600. $400 came up missing from what they said they had. So the crime scene switches from my house to the police station. They started investigating themselves, and they say it was simply a miscount. Now, when you count money, you miscount. It's usually you're off $3, you're off $2, you're off. I mean, if you was off 15, I'd be wondering what you got in general math class. Like, gee, how do you miscount $400? Why wasn't it $97, 56, 37? You miscounted $400 even. They stole my money, and I don't know why there would be kidnapping victims in my CDs. I got like some priceless CDs missing. I got pictures missing, and if they would have simply left the cameras on, we would all know who did what. But they cut off my cameras and stole my money. They look like criminals camouflaged as law enforcement. What kidnapping victim is in my suit pocket? Every single last one of them. Country people say they got this thing about putting money in a fruit jar. Instead of kidnapping victims, I think they was in my house looking for the fruit jar.
The accusations they alleged against you were pretty intense. Kidnapping, drug trafficking. I mean, to read words like that about yourself, what goes through your mind?
I'm a rapper. I sing about I got high, I'm Afroman. I got 420 pounds of weed. I gotta talk crazy or the people ain't gonna buy my record. You know what I'm saying? I expect like some out of touch cops to assume I got millions of pounds of weed, but the kidnapping thing, to say that, and when you say that, people get away from you. If I accuse somebody of child molestation, when children go close to that guy, people start grabbing their kids' hands. They don't know. And even though you're innocent until proven guilty, you're still getting treated like you're guilty. So they cost me money by making that false accusation. No apology, vandalized and destroyed my home, ripped up my video camera, and then stole my money. These are criminals with immunity. And I think the immunity, puts them in a position to be better criminals. You know what I'm saying? Something needs to happen to where cops need to obey the law they enforce.
What else did they do to damage your car?
Ripped up my baseboards. Messed up my gate. They came right here, and I got 2 doors. So instead of kicking down just one and being in the house, they kicked down 2 doors. And when they kick down the door, they mess up the casing that the door flips on, and this and that. Once they got in here, my house was clean and it ain't that much stuff in here, so they didn't really have too much reason to rip nothing up. But they kicked down my door. My biggest complaint is my doors, my baseboards, disconnecting my video cameras, and stealing my money. And then not apologizing. Like, if I was a kidnapper, then fine. If I did have $1 million, if I did have 1 million pounds of weed, then fine. Okay, I don't have £1,000,000 of weed. Okay, I'm not a kidnapper. Okay, you want to help me put my doors back up? You want to stop stealing my money? You want to stop going through my suit pockets? You want to, stop disconnecting my camera, so nobody won't see the criminal acts you're committing, And then if they're doing this to me, how many other people are they doing that to?
You decided to make some music about it. Make a song, use some of the surveillance video. Walk me through the thought process and what sort of got you there.
Um, I just thought about, that night I came home and I'm a rapper. I'm not a carpenter, so I don't know how to put my door back up. So I just had to step over my door and shattered glass and everything and go upstairs and sleep while the insects just flew in the house, and I was upset. And you get mad and you don't know what to do, if I go down to the police station and hoop and holler, now I'm disturbing the peace. They're just going to throw me in jail. You know what I'm saying? Might Epstein me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to go grab a gun and go to their house and do them like they did me. And I got mad and I just, it was just like, I basically wanted to raise money to fix the damages they did. Because, I'm a black man. I may or may not win in court and all of that stuff. And the bottom line is, while I'm talking about court and suing you and this and that, insects are flying in my house. So I needed a quick way to pay for their damages. And I didn't want it to come out of my pocket per se. It was going to come out of my pocket, but I needed to come out of my pocket a different type of way. Just because they decided to kick down my door and mess up everything, I didn't want that to cost me any money. I think that should cost them money. They did. When I do damage, I gotta pay. They do damage, and you gotta pay for what they do. And then they kind of smart aleck about that. So, I'm trying to figure out a way to fix everything. So I said, I'm gonna write a song. I said, I think I can. I'm gonna milk it as much as possible. A quiet rapper is a broke rapper, right? So the more raps I can rap, the more money I can make. So I was just like, I started rapping. I wrote down everything that annoyed me. I got a song called "Why You Disconnecting My Why You Disconnecting My Video Camera." So I wrote about that, and then I wrote, "Will you help me repair my door?" That's like my little baby. That's because I got High's little brother. You know what I'm saying? That went viral. I'm back in again. I wrote, "I'm going to have a good time, even though times are bad." And I wrote everything I could come up with. And then I put out the album, Lemon Pound Cake. And then I said, I'm going to sell this and try to raise money for the damages. And, if I didn't get nothing from a lawsuit, maybe maybe I could turn a bad thing into a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe I can make $50,000 off of this. Maybe I can make $100,000. Maybe I can make $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 off of this. Then, it becomes a plus. I turn a bad situation into a good one. They brought me material.
What inspired you to use the security footage?
Rappers have to hire good dudes to play bad cops. But I didn't have to hire nobody. They're right there on my own civilian. You know what I'm saying? All I had to do was splice me in singing and go back to him, looking through my CDs and checking suit pockets for kidnap victims. You know what I'm saying? And it was beautiful, and it's something I can hold over the other rappers. Like, you got fake actors in your video. No, I got real sheriffs, in my video, really violating my civil rights, really stealing my money, really disconnecting my camera. I got the lady in the act cutting off my camera. You can see her down there by my DVR, and then you can see the screen just go blank. You know what I'm saying? So I thought they saved me a lot of money by being the bad cops you would have to hire for a movie or a rap video. They volunteered their services. you know, and this is my home, my property. I didn't commit any crimes. They broke into my house and put themselves on my home surveillance footage. And in my life, I sing about what I go through. I was going to clean my room, but then I got hot. And, you know, I tell my story about that. Well, I'm like, will you help me repair my gate? And then I'm not just making this up. I show him destroying my gate. I said, will you help me repair my door? I ain't just making it up. You watch him blast down the door. And then, you know, I sung lemon pound cake, this, that, and the other. So, done right, it was a blessing in disguise through a rapper's lens. You know what I'm saying? If I played the cards I was dealt.
Tell me, how fans have reacted to not only the songs, but the music videos.
It's funny. You know, am I the only person that's a victim of, you know, corruption in law enforcement? I'm going to say no. Am I the only person getting raided and falsely accused of crimes? I'm going to say no. People out there are reacting to what they don't have a big enough platform to bring attention to. And they're like, yes, that's what happened to me. The cops took my money too. You know, they call it asset forfeiture. It's just better terminology for robbery, force, or fear. It's both of those things. You know, you forced me to give me your money and I was scared to take it back. You robbed me. No, it's not robbery, it's asset forfeiture. You know what I'm saying? That's not a cockroach, that's a water bug. You know, that type stuff. So, fans, some kind of way, not all of them are victims, but they know somebody that is. This is something that's going on out here in society, and they loved it, you know. And the biggest compliment I get is taking a bad situation and making it a good one. And they like, you know, that's all I hear. Man, I love how you turned it around. I love how you turned it around. I love how you took all that bad stuff. And, man, the song was funny, but man, I'm sorry you went through that. At the same time, that was horrible. You know what I'm saying? I thought that'd be more positive than, you know, throwing a trash can at the police door and, you know, hooping and hollering in the middle of the street. You know what I'm saying? I thought, you know, I'm going to just laugh. You know, a question, an honest question can be crazy. Instead of throwing a trash can at the sheriff door, I showed him looking through my suit pockets. I'm like, any kidnapping victims inside my suit pockets? And there they are, looking inside suit pockets. Any kidnapping victims inside my CDs? And there they are, looking at my CDs. You know what I'm saying? You know, I guess they like Madonna, Phil Collins, Ice Cube. You don't know what they was looking for. He was probably trying to, you know, restore some of his collection. This, that, and the other. But the fans loved it. They loved it. I'm lightweight back on top. You know, they just did a parody of me on Saturday Night Live. You know, they wasn't putting me on Saturday Night Live before the Adams County Sheriff raided my house. They did that after they raided. So after they raided, they inspired the album. The album got the attention, and the attention is you know, getting me everywhere.
What was your reaction when the lawsuit was filed by some of those deputies against you?
From the first 10 seconds, I was offended. I was appalled. I was like, what? Then I started laughing. These big, bad, tough dudes came in here ready to kill me in front of my children that was watching with their assault rifles. These guys with their rifles are crying about my comedy songs. You know, I felt like I don't know if you say I felt bad because my only response to men coming through my house with guns was a rap song. and some t-shirts. Yeah, that's my response to you kicking down my door, stealing my money, disconnecting my cameras. What you gonna do about it? Oh, I'm gonna write a song. Huh, huh. I'm over here feeling less than a man because I wrote a song. And then these big bad dudes is feeling humiliated. What? Like me? Mental stress? Like me? And they're suing me. I won. My rap songs are my rap songs are more intimidating than their rifles. My rap songs got big bad corrupt cops in the corner. Tell him to stop singing about me. These are the people protecting the community. People that can't take words after they do the wrong. After they steal $400, they can't take a joke. After they disconnect cameras, they can't take a comment on my social media, in my circle, in my world. I'm not in their sheriff world with everybody has their little flag with the blue stripe. I'm not in their circle saying this and saying that. No, they came into my house. I'm talking to my family members. I'm talking to my fans. While they're getting mad about me saying the truth in my circle. They want to sue me because I'm showing my friends and family what happened. And then they're mad because I'm writing songs about my life. I started laughing. You come into my house with guns and you leave with lawsuits?
And you're planning to countersue, correct?
Yes. Yes. I plan to countersue. I think they stole my money. And no, I know they stole my money and they disconnected my cameras. I believe that's a crime. I believe that's tampering with evidence. You know what I'm saying? They're law enforcement. They shouldn't be disconnecting anyone's cameras 4 or 5 hours after they done kicked down the door. There's no need to disconnect it now. You know, there's no kidnapping victims in the house. There's no drugs in the house. Goodbye. But no kidnapping victims, no drug. You hang around and just vandalize my place. You know, going through suit pockets. Who's in my suit pocket?
You've lived here since 2005. You mentioned at the start of when we sat down that this is a place of peace. Being in this home, in this community now, if you were to need to call 911, would you feel like you could do so? Do you feel peaceful here the way you did before this happened?
The police department was not designed for black people. The police department is here to serve and protect white people. And I'm sorry, but that's the truth. You know, when I call them, somebody broke in my house. They took 3 days to come out, take a report, and didn't give me a copy of the report because that's what I needed to give the insurance company to get some of the stuff back that was taken from my home. And when I call consistently, checking up on the investigation, he's like, we'll let you know if anything's happening. And if you call up here again, it will get addressed. Because he's not here for me. You know what I mean? I had a girlfriend kick my door down and come in here. They didn't arrest her because it was no room in jail. However, when I commit a crime, there's always some room. Yeah, there's plenty of room in the back of that squad car. There's a cell waiting for me with a bed. But when this lady kicked the door in, there was no rooms in the jails. You know what I'm saying? And, when I need them, it's a delay and an excuse. When someone calls them on me, here they are. Assault rifles, no knock warrants, blah, blah, blah. So I'm a black person in America the federal government didn't protect the slaves after slavery, so the Ku Klux Klan just killed them and hung them all over the place. And the police, sometimes they do good stuff. Every now and then, I got a flat tire somewhere. He'll hold a flashlight for me, like, wow. But then he'll search me before he do all that. Blah, blah, blah. So, like I said, I ain't mad about it. Things used to be worse. Things are better. If you put a gun to my head and ask me, could there be any improvements? I would say, yeah. But, I, as a black man in America, I calling the police, whatever. I go through the motions just to be as good as I can. But that's the reason why I had to get cameras, because the police wouldn't investigate burglaries in Adams County. And it's not just me. You can ask the whole county. You know what I'm saying? People are stealing left and right. You know what I'm saying? Taking packages off of porches and breaking into people's houses. You know what I'm saying? I'm from LA. You know what I'm saying? I stayed in South Central, Compton, Watts. My house has been burglarized more in Adams County than any ghetto I've ever lived in. So, but I still like certain stuff I got to do. I got to have cameras, I got to, stash stuff I care about and blah, blah, blah. But no, me personally, I probably wouldn't call the police. You know what I'm saying? I believe they're a needed scarecrow in society. Bad guys don't need to know that there's no police or there's no consequence for their bad actions. They give you a look. You know what I'm saying? But do they investigate crime? Sometimes on 48 hours they solve murders. You know what I'm saying? But there's a little boy got killed in Seaman. They never solved that murder. People's houses are getting broke in left and right. You know what I'm saying? They don't solve no murders. You know what I'm saying? And I know we need police, but I don't know. Sometimes I think they need to come off of traffic and just investigate burglars and murders. You know what I'm saying? But no, I wouldn't. Personally, I wouldn't call them.
What comes next for you? I know that tour starting in June, and here you're running for president?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, I'm running for president. I want to get cannabis legal in all 50 states. And I want to make it federally legal, so no other fellow American has to go through what I've been through. I don't want nobody else's kids watching, you know what I'm saying, some guys run all through their house and vandalize and steal money and disconnect cameras because they heard you had some cannabis or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's great medicine. It's natural. It's getting a lot of people off of pills and Oxycontin. So I would like to get it legal in all 50 states. And then I would like to see some serious police reform. I would like for an officer not to be able to get paid if he turns off his camera. And then I want civilians to monitor the cops. I don't want the cops editing their own videos, blurring out what they don't want you to see, showing only what they want. No, they are for the people, by the people. So I would like the people to monitor their actions and make sure they're not out here committing crimes against the people that they're supposed to be protecting. I mean, I don't want those cops to die. I don't want them to go to hell and burn forever. I do want to talk a lot of crap about them and make a whole bunch of money. And I believe that's quite humane under the circumstances.